From This American Life and WBEZ in Chicago, it's Serial, one story told week by week. I decided to focus this series on the unsolved murder of slain Melbourne underworld figure Jason Moran. So many things about this case just didn't add up.
My investigation really came down to working out where my housemate Jack was on the morning of June 21, 2003. This is the time when Jason was gunned down at an Auskid clinic in the Melbourne suburb of Essendon.
I asked him this and his response was fascinating.
Hey Jack, where were you on the morning of June 21, 2003?
I got no idea.
This immediately raised my suspicions. Why would he be so dismissive and unsure when I inquired as to his whereabouts? Does he have something to hide? Now, I'm not a detective or a private investigator. I'm not even a crime reporter.
So I asked him again.
Jack, did you murder Jason Moran on June 21, 2003?
No.
Once again, his response fascinated me. He seemed almost annoyed that I was asking him. And when I asked why, he said it was because it was the middle of the night and he was trying to sleep. Now, it was 3:45 in the morning, so that could go some way to explaining his annoyance, but I sensed that there was more to it than this. I asked him again around lunchtime. Jack still seemed dismissive and annoyed. He said that he had not been able to get back to sleep after I had woken him up, but he was able to provide a little more information about the murder.
Everyone knows Carl Williams killed Jason Moran. He pled guilty to his murder.
I asked him why he had such a detailed knowledge of the case.
I don't. I watched season 1 of Underbelly. All the information about the case is in that.
So are you saying that you watched this television series and that's what inspired you to carry out these murders?
Well, the murder obviously took place many years before the TV show about it. So, no, they didn't inspire me to carry out the murder, no.
Then what did?
To find out more about Jack's character, I talked to his close friend, John.
I'd be lying if I said he was a good guy. I mean, people think he is innocent, but that is just, clearly a facade. I know that he used to go to a local mosque and steal money from the collection plate. Also, a homeless man asked him for change on the street once, and he spat in the homeless man's mouth and said, I'm quoting here, "The only change you need is a change of clothes. You stink like my shit, you faggot."
Obviously, I was appalled. I took these allegations to Jack to see what he had to say.
I never stole any money from a collection plate at a mosque. I've never been in a mosque.
Jack, never having been inside a mosque, posed more questions. Did he have a deep-seated hatred of everyone of the Muslim faith? And was murdering Jason Moran intended to start some kind of holy war? I called John back to learn more.
I made up the collection plate thing and also the homeless man thing. I thought it would be funny.
It seemed clear that John was afraid of Jack, possibly afraid he would become Jack's next victim. I asked Jack if he had committed any crimes recently.
No, I have not committed any crimes recently.
But you wouldn't consider 2003 recent, would you?
Jay, I didn't kill Jason Moran. You know I didn't. This is fucking crazy.
Just answer the question, please. Do you consider 2003 recent?
No.
I consulted a lawyer and he told me that this would not stand up in court as a confession. I still thought it was worth showing my findings to the homicide unit of Victoria Police. I told them about the lack of alibi for Jack at the time of the murder, the holy war motive, and his reluctance to answer my questions. They told me that the case had already been solved and that I should stop wasting their time. I asked them if they cared that Carl Williams was serving a life sentence for the crime when possibly the real perpetrator, Jack, was still walking the streets. This is when I was hit with a real bombshell. Carl was no longer in prison. He had been murdered in 2010. Had Jack murdered Carl in order to keep him quiet? More next week.